Hey, I'm Circle Strafe, and welcome to Aspect History. In today's episode, we're going to be covering the fourth labour of Heracles, the Erymanthian Boar. Heracles has just tricked King Eurystheus. He has forced the king to leave the safety of his city under the guise of giving him the Ceryneian hind. Heracles then released that creature, and it escaped, much to the king's displeasure. Stood face to face with Heracles, Eurystheus gives our hero his next challenge. Heracles has been tasked to capture alive the Erymanthian Boar. The Erymanthian Boar is an enormous, monstrous beast. It runs down the mountainside of its lair to the plains of Sophis every day, and causes havoc and destruction to the farmlands there. It kills animals in its path, and skewers men with its great crescent tusks. The boar stalks the slopes of Mount Erymanthos, named for the son of Apollo, who was blinded after seeing Aphrodite bathe. In one interpretation of the Greek legend, Apollo sought revenge on Aphrodite for blinding his son. He sent a great boar to murder her favourite lover Adonis. It should also be noted that a raging boar was often seen as the ghost of Artemis and her wrath. Mount Erymanthos was considered sacred to the goddess of the hunt. Heracles sets out on his labour and reaches a cave near Mount Erymanthos sometime around midwinter. He seeks out an old friend, a kind and pleasant centaur named Pholus, who invites him to sit by a warm fire. Heracles tells of his hunger and his thirst from his travels, and Pholus cooks some meat for our hero on the same flames. The centaur prefers to eat his meat raw. Heracles asks his host for wine, but among the pair there is only a single jar of it. Pholus explains that this wine is special and was gifted to all centaur by Dionysus. He says that it is only to be opened on a special occasion, and must be shared amongst all centaur equally. Heracles says that this is an occasion worth celebrating, and opens the wine for himself. Smelling the wine from a great distance, the other centaur become enraged and are drawn to Heracles and Pholus. They are very angry that the wine was not shared with them, and they attack the pair. Heracles pulls out his poisonous arrows and protects himself and his friend from the assault of many. He first fends off the attack of Agrius and Anchius, who are armed with rocks and fir trees. He manages to kill Aureus and Hylaeus as well. After this, the rest of the centaur flee from his might, and he gives chase to them. The centaurs run so far as Malea and seek safety with their king, Chiron. In pursuit, one of Heracles' wayward arrows manages to strike Chiron in the knee. As Chiron is immortal, the wounds do not kill him, but the pain he feels is eternal. It is said that Chiron later chose to accept mortality because of his wound. Back in the cave, Pholus picks up an arrow nearby to one of his dead kin. He looks at it in bemusement, seeing only a scratch on the centaur that has died. Pholus wonders how so small a wound can kill something so big so instantly. Pholus drops the arrow onto the floor, but it accidentally impales his foot, and he dies from the poison. Heracles returns to the cave and finds his friend dead. He buries him respectfully. Heracles continues on his journey to take down the Erymanthian Boar. He searches for the beast and finds it on the banks of a river quite easily. The boar is pretty hard to miss, with its size and loudness. Heracles chases it around the mountain, tiring it out, until it runs to hide in a dense thicket. Our hero stabs at the thicket with his spear and drives the boar into a deep wintry snowdrift, which greatly limits its movement. Heracles dives onto the boar's back, and with much difficulty binds the giant beast up with strong chains. As required, the creature is still alive and perfectly unharmed. Heracles throws the boar over his shoulders and heads back to King Eurystheus in Tiryns to deliver the results of another labour. The king of Tiryns is terrified by the boar that Heracles arrives with. He is so afraid, in fact, that he hides himself in his specially made underground jar and orders the immediate disposal of the beast, to which Heracles obliges. In one version of the tale, Heracles tossed the boar into the sea, where it swam all the way to Italy. Heracles' next labour is about to begin. That's it, thanks for watching. Thanks for liking and subscribing up until now. Your support means a great deal to us. If you're new to this series or new to this channel, why not check out some of our other content linked right here? And we'll see you in the next video. Toodles!